Hey there, welcome back to Momma J's Country Gardening. And I haven't been out in a while, and I'm not going outside right now. This is I want you to take a look at what's looking like right now. It's raining today. It's February 22nd, 2023. I'm not mad at it. So many people are getting tornadoes that they weren't expecting. Um, I have a cousin, more like an aunt to me, who's in Minnesota. She has a blizzard and snowstorm. I want you to take a look at what's looking like right this moment, only because I am not going to be outside right now. Still got a long ways to go, but not as long as it has been. I want you to take a picture of what I'm looking at right now. Don't get it twisted. I got a whole lot of work to do. Hey there. I got a lot of work to do. And I accept that. This is my new griddle that I got for Christmas right there. Um, so I was trying to tell you, this is a lot of work to be done. It's no different than any other year. Um, and I'm excited about it in a good way. Okay? So, the temperatures today, it's raining. We weren't expecting the rain today, according to the weatherman. This was going to be cloudy, but it's raining. Not big rain, but enough to wet the grounds. Okay. I'm happy for the rain. The rain is positive and it adds moisture to the grounds. It will not make it so hard to work the soil. Um, it's doing a lot. Everything that God does means a lot to me. And this is God's work right here. Okay. So I am not going to be outside right now. I am not coming outside to garden. And I'm in zone 6B/7A. I'm not coming outside until I'm looking at around April the 3rd or maybe even April the 15th. Uh Somewhere like that. I will, however, do some startups around late March, maybe somewhere around the 20th. I'll do some startups. Maybe I'll wait until April the 3rd to do startups. But I know enough to know right now, uh, nah. The weather has been a teaser to me. We've seen some 69s temperatures. We saw 65. Uh, Still a chill in the air. Okay. Okay. I'm back in the house now. And I'm going to sit down and go over a few items with you in here. As I stated, I am not going outside right now. I'm not going outside right now. That's a teaser to me. Um, I welcome the fact that I will be in the garden again real soon. And I've been very busy. I've been doing, as you already know, my new hobby that is sewing. I made my one of my dogs. Let me share this to you. I'm very proud of this. Very, very proud. I made size medium. Here it is. Little jacket for this would be for Evie. Okay. And this is the front. Have her jacket. She didn't want to take it off, so I know she liked it. So I'm doing things. I really am. I learned a new hobby, and very happy about that. I told you before that I was in physical therapy, and praise God, they said that I've plateaued. They've done about as much as they can do for me, and I can then start taking walks around in my neighborhood. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about that. I can tell the difference. Um, and as I prepare for gardening time, I like to be able to get out there and bend my knees and stand up and reach and plant and dig and use my equipment. But I also will have help from Camera Lady, from my grandson, from my daughter, Ariel, my other daughter, as well as I hope Little Feet, Chief Mr. Little Feet will be here, and um, Apache Aiden. But, God willing, I will be here. So I want to show you some of my latest books that I got from the library in the order. I'm going to do this in order. So here is a book Camera Lady found for me called Improving Your Soil. Now you know that first things I'm going to have to do is, and I will, till my soil. Some people don't, I do. And I will add nitrogen, I will add blood meal, I will add bone meal. And I believe this year I am going to use cow manure. I'm going to use that this year. Um, I'm not using horse manure. I may have a little bit outside still from last year in my container. But I will, exhaust that and then use black cow. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Um, so it's soil. It's where this is going to start. So this is called Better Soil Equal. This is improving your soil, and on the back it says here, better soil equals better gardens. Mm-hmm. So there was something in here I wanted to show you, but this says a practical guide to soil management for the serious home gardener, and Momma J is very serious, very very serious. So I was reading through this book. I'm on page 114. Mm-hmm. I really do read my library books. I really do. I think the first thing I do when I get my library books is I fish through and look at the pictures. Who out there does that when you're reading a book or purchasing? The first thing you do is go through and look at the pictures. Here's something for you. This is by Mark Twain. It says soil texture. This is the chapter, soil texture. The bones of your soil. Buy land, they're not making it anymore. Meaning purchase land, they're not making it anymore. Meaning there's not going to be a building of land anywhere. But there's plenty of land out there. So purchase some land. And what Mark Twain says, they're not making it anymore. It's chapter 4 in this book. Each chapter has a different theme. So, here's that book. Better soil equals better gardens. The title is Improving Your Soil by Keith Reed. You might want to check it out. So, what I got to do, got a list here. Well, got to prepare my garden. I'm just jotting this down on my paper here. till it, add nutrients. Okay. And then I always let mine sit for a while. My nutrients also includes fresh fish particles. That is the guts of the fish and the head of the fish. I believe in that. You don't have to. That's just my way. You ask 100 people anything about gardening, you're going to receive 100 different ways. Not right or not wrong. That is what works for you. That's what you do. That's what Momma J does. And if you need information from me, make a note down in comments on any one of my videos. I respond to every single message that's left for me. Okay? Please, if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. And then also do yourself a favor and hit the bell, because that bell is going to notify you of every time I add a new video, every time I create new content. Okay? It's all good information. It's all good. And I ask you to please come on over and leave me a comment when you do, just so that I can acknowledge you. I see all the views. I got huge views. But I like to also see your comments. And please be kind. Everyone out there are good people that are viewing from all over the world. Okay? So that was soil. Now, I think I'll go to this one here next. This book is a month-by-month gardening in Pennsylvania. Month-by-month gardening in Pennsylvania by Liz Ball. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's just two parts to this book. It's about month-by-month gardening in Pennsylvania relative to plants. They could be indoor plants. They could be hanging plants. So there's an area in here I fell upon because we are in the month of February. I looked at February. House plants. Yep, house plants. That's what this says. House plants. I don't know if you can see it so well. Okay. All right. So it talks about planting them, planning to have them, planting them, care for your house plants, fertilizing, grooming, problem solving, watering. And so these sections are in all over the book. This is page 122 and 123 in this book that's talking about houseplants. Then there's another section of this book that talks about perennials, and it goes on. It goes on. Shrubs, trees, ground covers and grasses. So, this on pages 176 and 177 for the month of February. This is all about perennials. So, I just encourage you to take a look. But this is for my state, which is Pennsylvania. I'm in zone 6B, SAT 7A. And this may not be the month-by-month plan for your area, but you're able to look that up. You can even go online and go and Google for your zone or your state or your area what you could be doing in the month of February or any month in gardening and plants. So, month by month gardening in Pennsylvania is this book by Liz Ball. Okay. You know, when I first retired, and it's been now 5 years, I'm very blessed to be able to say that. And I always knew that I was going to garden. I always knew that I was going to enhance and growing my own food. I was always growing something. I have always grown something. And that's because that's what my family down south has done. And my grandparents um, grew food. And my great grandmom down south, she grew food. And I had great uncles that grew food. I've always knew I was going to do it. I love the times that I spent on my family's land down south. And so, one of the things I knew I was going to do when I retired is dedicate time to really growing a lot. And I have been doing that. You know, I have been doing that. I would say more than 80% of what we consume here in our home is homegrown. It's grown from my own backyard. Um, my livestock is coming from the local farm, and that's Maple Acres Farm. And I'm very glad for being able to know where my food is coming from, for the most part. Now I do still visit and go in the market and do big shopping, but there are many things I do not have to purchase from the market, and I'm very happy about that. I know what's going into my family's bodies. I know what's going in. So when you know what's going in your body, you know what you're eating. You can feel good about that, and I do. So I used to, and I still do, but when I first retired, I saw other people's YouTube channels, and I still do. And I saw them beginning to grow their tomatoes. Oh, I said, it must be time for me to grow my tomatoes. And I started my tomato. I had no idea for real, that, well, someone who's in uh, California has a different time period for when they can do when they can grow certain things from where I am in the north. Someone in New England states, they have a different time zone than I do, and you know, I can grow a little earlier than them, some things. And someone who's in Michigan, well, we're pretty much on the same zone, can kind of grow the same things on the same time frame. And so I learned that. I learned that, and I'm like, oh, why is my startup so leggy? Well, it was so leggy because at that time I didn't know I could pot up. Okay, I thought, oh, I must have failed. It wasn't that I failed. It was just too soon. Or why isn't that growing yet? I planted that seed, um, 4 weeks ago. Well, it's not growing yet because it hasn't started up yet because it's not warm enough. So I had to go buy a heat mat, the whole 9 yards are there, and oh, here it is. Everything has its time. So that was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I want to say 6 years ago. Yeah, because I would have retired now. So this year will be 6 years. But I believe in telling people experiment, try, try. But I can also save you some legwork. If you have a question and you tell me where you are or exactly what your question is, I can walk you through it now. I can take the guesswork out of it for you. I can also tell you that be encouraged to do research, be encouraged to read. You don't have to accept everything that's coming off of YouTube. Do the research for yourself. I'm a researcher. I love research. I do. I do. So now I'm going to move on by telling you all that. That was the month by month. That was the soil. Now I want to tell you this. Grow something different to eat. Yeah. Grow something different to eat. And I've grown a whole lot of different foods, Asian, African, you name it. I've grown all different kinds of food. And I love it. Okay? And some I'd never heard of before. I grew in my garden and I tried it. And there's always someone that I can share what I've grown and what I've started up to encourage them to grow, but also to just step outside your comfort zone for just a little bit. You'd be surprised. So I had decided that I wasn't going to do a whole lot of no kind of experiment type of things. Whether I will stick to that or not, I don't know. Because my wheels are always turning. But so this is the book Camera Lady brought home for me, and it's called Grow Something Different to Eat Now. It says here, weird and wonderful heirloom fruits and vegetables for your garden. Well, my wheels started turning again. And this book is really colorful and full of pictures. So I see something here called Hyacinth, Hyacinth. I may not be saying it right. You know, I learned that you do need all your teeth in your mouth in order to speak properly. So I'm sorry if I'm not clear, because I'm missing a couple, and I'm not concerned about it. Hyacinth beans is called. They're kind of purplish. They look interesting to me. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. They look really interesting to me. It says here this hyacinth, Hyacinth beans are great value members of the pea family, with almost all parts of the plant edible and as much at home in the flower border as the vegetable patch. If you thought runner beans were vigorous, hyacinth beans easily outpace them, climbing up to 16 feet in 3 months. Whoa. Well. The ideal temperature range it prefers is between 64 degrees and 86 degrees, but it can tolerate higher. So that's what that says. I quoted that page. Maybe that'll be something I'll add. Maybe not. I don't know. But it seems interesting. Okay, here's the next one that I folded. Shiso. Shisl. Okay, kind of looks like Asian or purple kale. I mean not kale, mustard. Looks like purple mustard greens. Mm-hmm. And I love the Asian mustard greens too. So this says here, if you like basil, it's in the basil family, then why not try growing shiso? It's more spicy. I love spicy. It's more spicy cousin with cinnamon scented leaves. Popular in Japanese cuisine, shiso has soft, attractively wrinkled leaves and deep red and bright green varieties, which look impressive grown side by side in the herb garden. Okay. Hmm. So it says here it's a native to China and is mentioned in ancient Chinese manuscripts. Now let's see about the temperatures. Minimum 30 degrees to a maximum of 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So this could be planted now. It could be planted now. Okay. Let's see what else I have here. Here's something called society garlic. Society garlic. Please add down in comments, in addition to anything else you want to say to me, if you've grown any of these uh, herbs or vegetables, any of these things that I'm mentioning here. I'm just going to take a swallow here. Okay, excuse me. Society garlic is called because though it tastes similar to garlic, eating it doesn't cause bad breath. So if you can chomp away on the leaves, stems, buds, and flowers with no fear of social offense. The flavor is actually more similar to wild garlic with a hint of pickled onion. So will your breath smell like onion? I don't know. This plant is from the African branch of the onion family and is more usually planted for ornamental bedding. Okay, the minimum temperature for this plant is 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Ideal maximum of 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. Well, this can be started now. Okay, strawberry spinach. Here's another one for you, strawberry spinach. You see that? And it's a whole wide variety in here. Okay, this says, you struggle to find a more yin-yang plant than strawberry spinach, which somehow combines a leafy green with a bearing fruit bush in one quirky, eye-catching crop. Enjoy the young leaves raw in salads or lightly cooked. Then stick around for the sweet delights of ripe red berries. Okay. This plant is a native to the northern US and Canada. Strawberry spinach is a hardy annual plant in the same family as beets and the edible weed lamb's quarters. Okay. All right. So the minimum temperature for this, embrace yourself, is a -4 degrees to 104 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. Well, everybody should be able to grow this. Everybody, even in Canada. That's awesome. Okay. Yacon. If you like the texture of water chestnuts and the taste of watermelon and pear, then try growing Yacon. YACON. accent, N. Sweet, crisp, crunchy, and juicy, the delicious tubers well deserve their alternative name of Peruvian ground apple and can be eaten raw as a snack, roasted, or added to stir fries. Well, here it is. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yacon has been cultivated as a crop in South America for 2,000 years and can be found growing in the Andes up to elevations of 9,843 feet. Wow. It's usually grown as a perennial. Oh, okay. Now let's see what the preferred temperature is. Minimum 32 degrees to a maximum of 86 degrees. Well, we're seeing lows at nighttime of 20 degrees, highs now of, we've had some days of 69 degrees and 65. So, still a little too cool for this one to start. In zone 6B/7A. All right, what I got here? Masha. With long, tiny stems, attractive gray-green leaves, and showy flowers, Masha will look wonderful in the vegetable patch climbing over a trellis. Eaten raw, the tubers have a peppery aniseed flavor, which becomes milder when cooked. The leaves and flowers are also edible and make a great addition to salads. What is this? Interesting looking vegetable there. I don't know if you can see that. So the temperature preferred is a minimum 39 degrees Fahrenheit to a maximum of 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. All right. So that's all I'm going to read off. See, there's plenty more in here. Okay. I am going to jot down on my paper here that I think I'm going to try. I think I'd be interested in strawberry spinach. I'll try to locate that. I'll try to locate those seeds. And I think I want to try Society garlic. I think I'm going to try those. I mean, I'm interested in some other items in here, but I think I'll add, if I can locate them. If anyone out there has any ideas, please shoot me a message down in the comments below. Help me locate strawberry spinach and society garlic. I haven't seen that anyplace. But if you will do me that favor, I'd appreciate it. And if there's some seeds out there you'd like to share with me, if you have these, I'd be welcoming them. So shoot me, let me know that down in the comments. Now, and then we can go from there. All right, so we have grow something different to eat, month by month gardening in Pennsylvania, and you can get that for your state. Improving your soil. Okay. Now, how about grow more food? A vegetable gardener's guide to getting the biggest harvest possible from a space of any size. By Colin McCrate and Brad Hahn. Okay. Grow more food. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely do need to grow more food. Don't be afraid by the amount of space that you believe you don't have. Don't be afraid by the amount of space that you believe you don't have. You can grow something. You can. Okay? Well, guess what? It's Ash Wednesday today. A little later, we're going to go to Mass this evening and receive our blessing there at church. Um, this is the beginning of Lent season, and so many people will set promises, of which some will be kept and some may not be strong enough to keep theirs. And we're getting into the holy time. That's what they call this season, holy time. Okay? So, always Momma J says, be blessed. She's praying for you. But let's all be that dedicated to each other. Okay? Let's all be that dedicated to each other. And not just because this is that season for sacrifices, as our Lord and Savior made sacrifices for us. But how about we keep that spirit all the time? It's not hard. It really isn't. It isn't. So, God bless you. And I'll see you real soon. As I got my head spinning, ready to go outside, and the first thing we're going to have to do is clean up my garden, and that does not have to wait until the last frost. No. Actually, as long as that soil is moistened by the rain we've been receiving, it makes it easier for me to till that soil and add my nutrients. I don't have a problem adding it out there now. But I think I'm going to wait until I really see. I want to say I'll probably start working my soil. Maybe like the second week in March. Maybe it's going to be the first week in March. Let's see what the weatherman does for me. And then I will have those nutrients in my soil, feeding my soil and increasing the richness and preparing those beds and those containers for my plants, for my seeds. Okay? All right. God bless you. God bless you. And thank you for hanging out in Momma J's Country Garden. I'll see you real soon.